Focus path temperature critical. Focus path temperature critical.
Hello and welcome. So today I wanted to shoot a quick review video, or actually not a review video, but a quick video about something that was kind of driving me crazy until I figured it out. So I figured you guys may have come across it as well, and this might help. But I wanted to talk about that warning message that I got on this saber when I fired up when I ignited it after I had been waving it around for a little bit. Now the warning message says focus path temperature critical, and it's a message that you get on a Crystal Focus X board. Now that's Crystal Focus 10. Specifically, this is a Bendu Armory Obsidian running Crystal Focus 10. And this focus path temperature critical, I've only experienced it on the baselit. And at first I thought it was related to like the LEDs heating up, but then I've opened it up and it doesn't feel particularly hot or overly hot. I also turned the LED power down to see if that would solve anything, but the message comes up with about the same amount of regularity. So I started to suspect that it might be a configuration issue, and that turned out to be the case. Alright, so what's going on here when it gives you that message about focus path temperature critical is you are actually receiving a legitimate alert about the warning, or about the temperature of the internals of your saber. The thing is that alert is set really low. A lot of times if you're using the saber only sparingly, or if you're using it, or there's a lot of time between ignitions, or if it's winter, you're not going to necessarily hear that. You're going to hear it a little bit less with a NeoPixel because the board doesn't heat up quite as much than you will with a baselit, which has a little bit of internal heat. But if you just have warm hands, or if it happens to be summer, you're going to start hearing that alert. And the reason for that is that there's a threshold setting within the configuration file. And that threshold setting is set to 40. Now, 40 degrees centigrade sounds like quite a bit, but for electronics, it's not quite so much. The manual itself, however, specifically says that 40 is a low threshold. They say that this setting is there to, or as they put it, just for fun, to allow you to interact with your saber. If you don't want to receive this, they tell you to set this the threshold setting up at 100 to 150, and they say that is perfectly safe. Your saber is not burning up, but that will disable the feature. So the way that you do this again is you pop out the memory card, you stick it in your computer, you go to the configuration file, and you change the H-temp setting from 40 to, I'd say probably about 100, because if it is over 100, I would want to know about it. But if you do that, it effectively disables this. So let me talk about this setting or feature. This seems particularly odd to me that this would be in there and set that low. CFX board comes out with a whole bunch of different versions, and they keep updating things. Originally when they came out with this, I did a review that talked about the baselit file and how the code in that was kind of lackluster in terms of which features were on and which ones were off. This is another one of those features that's kind of odd, because I mean, who doesn't love a warning message? This is like putting a check engine light in your car that doesn't actually mean that you should check your engine, but is just there so that you can interact more with the internals of your car. Why? That seems like a bad idea. So it is quite possible in future that Crystal Focus will change this setting within their basic configuration file, but until they do, if you want to stop receiving this message that makes it sound like your saber is about to blow up, and set it so that it will warn you if your saber, or so that it will only warn you if your saber is about to blow up, then just go into the configuration file as I just showed you and set the H temp a little bit higher, up to 100 to 150. All right, hopefully this has helped you, some of you guys, and saves you some of the frustration that I went through while my saber kept trying to tell me that it was about to explode. If you've enjoyed this or if it's been useful, please join me back for more, and I'll see you next time.